Hello and welcome back to this channel. So in the video yesterday, I introduced you to the CEAC data. We saw, for example, what the CEAC data is and where you can access that data. Now, yesterday was also the 1st of January 2025, and I had informed you previously that on yesterday, the first CEAC data would be published, and indeed, it was published. And so in today's video, we are going to take a look at that data to see how activities have been ongoing so far when it comes to interviews in the DV 2025 program. And then after that, I will provide you with some more information, additional information concerning the CEAC data. Now, for those of you who did not watch the video that I posted yesterday, I'm going to leave the link to that video below this video because in that video, I actually laid the foundation when it comes to understanding what the CEAC data is and how to access it. So in case you did not watch that video, then look just below this one. The link leading to that video is there. Click on it, watch that one, and you will have all necessary information or background information concerning the CEAC data, and that will allow you to better appreciate what we are discussing in this video and in other videos to come very soon. Having said that, now let's go over to Zatishus's website and consider the first CEAC data that he has published. So this is the DV 2025 CEAC data page on Zatishus's website, and the table that you have on your screen now shows interview-related data for the first 3 months of the DV 2025 program, that is October, November, and December 2024. In the first column, as you can see, we have the different regions. That is followed by data relating to issuances. In the next column, we have data relating to administrative processing. That is followed by 221G. Then we have data relating to refusals, followed by cases that are ready for interview. And then finally, we have cases that are being transferred from CEAC to the various embassies and consulates. Now, we are going to concern ourselves with 2 columns in this table. The first of those columns is the issuance column, that is the second column, which shows data relating to diversity visas issued out during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. As you can see, generally in this table, we have 2 kinds of data. We have one that is in parentheses and the other is not in parentheses. What we have in parentheses are the number of cases, and what we have outside of parentheses are the number of applicants. So if we should look at the issuance column beginning with the Africa region, we see that we have 1,915 in parentheses. That's the number of cases from the Africa region that were issued diversity visas during the first 3 months of the DV 2025 program. And then just above that, we have 3,369. That's the number of applicants that received visas. In other words, 3,369 applicants from 1,915 cases were issued diversity visas during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. And that principle applies to every other box in this table. So just below this box, we see 575 in parentheses corresponding to the Asia region. It means that 575 cases were issued diversity visas during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program, and that corresponds to 1,054 applicants from the Asia region who received diversity visas. Now, before we move on to the next column of interest in this table, I want to draw your attention to this box, which is the final box in the refusal column. We see 272. That's the number of cases that were refused diversity visas during the first quarter of the DV 2025 program. and that amounts to 677 applicants. Now, for the first 3 months, having only 677 applicants refused visas out of more than 10,000 applicants who were interviewed during that same period, this is a very good refusal rate, a very low refusal rate, and is something that must be commended. Now let's move to the final column of interest in this table, which is the ready column. In that column, we have the number of cases and applicants that are ready for interview. In other words, interview notifications have been sent out to these cases. So once again, in parentheses, we have 2,621. That's the number of cases. And in those 2,621 cases, there are 5,003 applicants. Now, the interviews in question are interviews that will be conducted later during this month of January 2025, as well as during the month of February 2025. Now, just below this table, we have the CEAC data relating to your different embassies. And in the last video, we said that you only need to include the name of your embassy in this space. And once you do that, you will get data relating to interviews that were conducted at your embassy. We will have the time to go through that in another video when we will consider the performance of major embassies in the DV 2025 program. And then finally, at the bottom of this page, we have the table that shows the different status of each individual case in the DV 2025 program. For example, taking case number 3 from the Africa region, it could be your case. We see that that case is to be interviewed at the U.S. Embassy in Kigali, Rwanda. That case is currently ready for interview. The same can be done for every other case. You only need to scroll down in case your case number is not shown in the first numbers that are shown on your screen, and then use the next buttons at the bottom of this table to get to know the status of your case or any other case that is a part of the DV 2025 program. So more on the first CEAC data in subsequent videos very soon on this channel. So that is the first CEAC data, the data covering the first quarter of the DV 2025 program, that is interviews conducted during the months of October, November, and December. Now, you just heard me say that is the first CEAC data. Yes, it is the first because from now on up to the end of the DV 2025 program, the CEAC data will be published on a weekly basis. At the end of every working week, the State Department provides the data concerning interviews that took place during that week. And what is very interesting is that on the weekend, Zaticius extracts that data and publishes it to his website. So on a weekly basis, we have an updated version of the CEAC data posted by Zaticius. That is why this is just the first CEAC data. Subsequent data will be published by Zaticius on a weekly basis. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it. See you very soon, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.